Politics is really about what happens in front of cameras. Most power struggles unfold quietly, through subtle shifts, coded statements, and strategic silence. And inside the Democratic Alliance, that is exactly what has been happening between Helen Zille and John Steenhuisen. For months, insiders have whispered about growing tensions at the top. But recently, those tensions stopped being whispers and became visible. One of the clearest signs is that Helen Zille, long regarded as one of the most influential figures in the DA's internal machinery, has been steadily sidelining Steenhuisen. Not through dramatic announcements, but through deliberate, calculated moves. To understand why, we need to examine the moment where the balance began to shift. And that moment was the takeaway scandal. John Steenhuisen was recently accused of using a DA party credit card to buy takeaways for himself and his family. In isolation, that might seem like a small issue. A few $100 here, a few $100 there. But in politics, optics matter. And in a party that built its identity around clean governance, accountability, and the moral high ground, even small acts of misuse become symbolic. Inside the DA, this was not seen as just takeaways. It became a shorthand for Steenhuisen's leadership style. A style that some describe as self-centered, careless, and dismissive of internal accountability processes. And according to insiders, this gave Helen Zille the opening she had been waiting for. For years, the relationship between Zille and Steenhuisen has been complex. She helped elevate him. She defended him. But she also expected discipline, unity, and careful brand management. So when the scandal broke, it confirmed what many in her faction already believed. Steenhuisen was becoming a liability. From that point on, a series of subtle changes signaled that Zille was repositioning herself. Her public statements became colder and more procedural. Internal leaks showed her allies questioning Steenhuisen's judgment. And senior figures began floating ideas like renewal, fresh leadership, and stability. These phrases are never accidental. In politics, there are warning shots. But perhaps the clearest sign was Zille's recent reprimand of DA members for airing grievances to the media. On the surface, it was about discipline. But beneath the surface, it was about power. It showed that Steenhuisen had lost control of his caucus. And Zille was stepping in to show she still commanded the authority he lacked. In the end, the takeaway scandal did more than embarrass Steenhuisen. It shifted the internal balance of power. It exposed his weaknesses. And it gave Zille the political justification to begin sidelining a leader she no longer fully trusted to protect the party's credibility.